Well, hello fellow RVers, this is Gary with Ruff RV Life. We got Sharon behind the camera. We like looking at freedom. So where has freedom brought us now? We are at Grand Canyon, USA, Arizona. Now to get to this place where we're at now, Market Plaza, got the general store, there's a lodge, there's a restaurant over there. You go through the park toll plaza first, which is $35 to get into this national park. Then you have a 23-mile scenic drive to get to this massive facility and the campgrounds. So we're going to go show you the campgrounds now and let you see what it's like to camp in Grand Canyon, USA. Well, let's go tour it. Okay, so we're coming up to this sign here, and you got the Mather campground, which is primitive. No water or electric. They do have a shower there. And then Trailer Village is full hookups. That's where we're at.
Easy to get to. We were a little nervous about the scenic drive to get here, but it was scenic and easy, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Very nice drive.
So when you come in,
let me point out real quick. See these greenway trails? These are all throughout the park. Makes it easy to get from point A to point B. There's other ways to get from point A to point B too. We'll share. Go ahead, Gary.
Okay. So when we, the guy at the National Park toll plaza at the beginning of the national park, he told us to go down the scenic drive, and when we came to the T, it says to go right to the campgrounds, but he said no, go left. So we went left and it worked out great.
I think it saved us some traffic congestion because this place can get pretty busy.
Then you come up here to the check-in station where you get your site assigned to you. Pay your money. It's $74.25 a night.
Right now.
Right now.
At this moment.
At this moment. Campground is full at $74.25 a night.
And it's said that every single day.
Yes.
That full sign has been there.
So actually you pull up to the second yellow sign here, orange or bus sign, and that's where you stop, and then you walk back and check in. Mm-hmm. This is a school bus stop. It's not a shuttle stop.
Right, the shuttle stop is back there. Wear a mask. Masks are required.
Whenever you're on a shuttle or indoors.
Right, and they will say something to you. So we're gonna, okay, this is massive. There's over 100 campsites here. So we're just going to show you the difference in the sites. Off to our right here are the classic sites. We started off here. They're gravel sites, and we'll be honest, a little bit unleveled. We're gonna go down here to the P Street. That was the street we were on, and give you an overview of this campground. It doesn't matter what site we show you because they will assign you a site. You don't choose your own site.
These sites here are not the most levelest sites in the world.
Yeah, we had
in fact, they're not that level at all.
Yeah, this looks like the older part of the campground.
Yeah, they're uphill, they're angled, they're just not easy to level out.
But here's 113, just for your reference. We're on P Street. There's 114 right there. And that one is a paved one, but it's broken up paved. 115, 116. They do have bathrooms in this campground, but if you want to use the showers, you have to go over to the Mather campground.
Which is a little bit of a ways away.
Yeah, it's not that easy to get to.
But all these sites are full service. Hookups, everything.
And what's really cool is elk walked right through your campsite. This was ours, Site 121, right there where that Cruise America is. And if you look straight ahead, there is the Greenway Trail. You can actually ride to the rim and go to the right. Bikes aren't allowed to the left on the rim trail, but they are allowed to the right, and you can ride along the rim. And there's some really scenic areas. So yeah, you will see elk walking through here. You will see elk out in these woods. One elk came up into our camp and tried to eat one of my plants. And I opened the door and Had to speak to it. So these are called the classic sites. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yes, and there you have two options: 29 feet and up, classic site, or 28 feet or less, classic site.
I will say now that the Mather campground is 30 feet or less.
Right, as is the Desert View campground they have here, 30 feet or less.
But the Desert View is quite a ways away from here. It's 23 miles or something from here.
Right, it's like right after the east entrance station where we came in on Arizona 64. Okay, so there is, you can see it up in there, and you've got this nice road and woods off to the left. And we're going to go around and give you an overview.
My dogs think those are black chickens, but they're not.
They're ravens.
They're as big as chickens.
They're huge. Don't feed the wildlife. There's signs everywhere. All right, we're going to go around and give you an overview of the other sites they have here. Then I don't know if they're premium or what. I don't know if they're identified, but they're not the classic sites. Oh,
Those they are now, though.
this is A. So these are lined up as streets. There's A Street, and there's B Street, and C Street. And these are paved sites, more level, nice and spacious, full hookups. And you will have elk wander through this area too. And there's a little bit of a green space here and there. And ravens. And then there's a lodge rooms off to our left back there. And then you have these woods and a path to get to the marketplace. The marketplace is in walking distance. All right, this is going down one of the roads. I don't know what street. Hi. What street this is, but you can see how they're laid out. You do have enough room between you and your neighbor. I think they're spaced out rather nice. Don't you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Our picnic table is not over our neighbor's septic. Now it was at the classic site, and these sites seem to be a little bit bigger. There's a lot of people out. There are a lot of people out. Yeah, we try not to take pictures of people. And this is employee housing over here to our left. So there you go. You will see a lot of security cars driving around here, just kind of keeping an eye on things, which is nice. The street numbers, let's see, we just passed G Street, F Street, so you can see the streets right down there. There is a bathroom, and we're right over there and on C Street. And that's where we're headed, right back to Ruff Road. So you can get an overall picture of the campground, and it's super convenient. You don't even need your car.
Well, fellow RVers, that was our campground tour of the Grand Canyon Trailer Village. And just to go back a little bit, as soon as you come into the national park, it's $35. You got a senior pass, get in free. And on the way, you'll see Desert View. There's a campground there. I believe it's 30 feet or less.
If you're coming in that
direction.
direction.
If you're coming in
yeah.
From the south. We're on the south rim.
Well, that's east.
East, coming in from the east, or one of them directions. If you drive by something that says Desert View, there's a campground there. That's 30 foot or less. So then 23 more miles up the road, or maybe it's 25 more miles up the road, you'll come into the main hubbub of the Grand Canyon. And there you have the Mathers Campground, 30 foot or less, primitive, no water or electric. And then right up the road from that, well, across the street, a little bit across the street, though it's not right across the street, you come to Trailer Village. Now Trailer Village is full service, 50 amp water at site and sewer.
Yes.
But the one thing at Trailer Village to say is there's no shower here. There is a toilet, but the showers are located over at Mather's Campground, and that's a little bit of a walk if you want to shower at a facility. It's not that close. And so that's that. With the Trailer Village now, there's two camping loops basically. You have the classic sites, which are older, they're gravel.
Think classic.
Think classic, gravel sites. They're not that level. I've seen all kind of concoctions over there, people trying to, wheels up here, wheels down there, chalks, boards.
We were there. We
Yeah,
started
we were,
there.
and
Our first 3 days.
It was not easy. And then we moved over to this campground over here. I don't even know if it has a name, but it's not the classic, it's the other one.
Right. The sites are bigger, they're paved, they're more level.
Okay.
But I don't know if there's a name, the regular sites. I call them the classic sites and the regular
Yeah.
sites. Within these two sites, so you'll have two different sizes to choose from. So the sites are 29 feet and up, or 29 feet and less. So both sides you have bigger sites, smaller sites, and they're all intermingled. Can't say one row's one thing or one row's
Right.
another thing.
But they are assigned, so you really don't get a choice per se.
Yeah.
But this side over here where we're at now is the paved site. They're more level. It's just a nicer area, in my opinion. Now, still here in the campground, you will get elk walking through your campground between your tables. If you have plants on your picnic table, they might take a chew, because we had that happen. They like to, if you got a little bit of water around your water faucets, they might want to lap that up. But they are all over the campgrounds. I had walked out the other day and there must have been 12 of them out here. So be prepared. If you like walking dogs and your dogs have a thing about elk or deer or squirrels or anything like that, they will be here.
Yeah. No. 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 Luna. Let it go.
Now our Verizon service here was excellent. 5G, 4 or 5 bars for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding.
Right. It was actually better at this site here, and we're in C11, than it was when we were in the classic site 121 over there. But they both worked.
Right. Now once you're at this campground here, you can just park your car and put your keys away, because you pretty much don't need your car anymore. About 5-minute walk up here is the blue bus, the shuttle rather.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up the shuttle from this campground, and then you can go to the transfer station if you want to go to the red route or the orange route, or to the village, to the shopping centers, to wherever you want to go. You can change shuttles or whatever, and the shuttles run every 15 minutes, so there's not a long wait to get to wait for a shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Now at times you may have to wait for a shuttle or two because of the lines.
All right. It gets very busy after 10
Yes.
afternoons, but if you go earlier, and I don't know about later, but I noticed that midday is a crunch
Yeah,
time.
especially the ones that are to the red route, which goes all the way down to the end to Hermit's Rest. That one there seems to be pretty busy. And that's also the shuttle people take at night, the red route, to go for the sunset tours.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you there's some very good sunsets. If you go back toward Desert View, there's a lot of nice pullouts that you see magnificent views of the Grand Canyon. If you want to do sunsets there.
Day 5.
At the Grand Canyon.
Sunset. It's been great.
Yes.
We're at Pipe Spring Lookout area. Pipes Creek.
We're at the Grand Canyon at sunset. That's where we're at. It could be a creek, a spring, I don't know what it is. There's some rocks and a big hole and a lot of sunset out there on the mountains.
There.
And you can also go to the Rimview Trail up here, right out of the campground.
You can walk there.
Very short walk, and there's another excellent sunset view there. So you don't really have to get on the red shuttles, but they say that those are some of the better sunset views for whatever reason.
Right. They were all magnificent. And sunrise. Sunrise is awesome. They do have buses that start earlier. I think it's an hour before sunrise, and they run to an hour after sunset. They only run 30 minutes during those times, but if you want to see some amazing sunrises and beat the crowds, get up early and get on that bus. That's also what you'll need to do if you are hiking one of the trails that go down into the canyon, because it gets very hot, so you want to start early. During the time of year we're here in July, and there's heat warnings every day. 104, 105 temperatures. Take caution.
So from the campground here, if you choose, it's not that far to walk to what they call the village market. There's a deli in it, and there's also a restaurant, and they have a nice grocery store there. And the prices are medium. They're not too bad. So you can buy some groceries there if they're not sold out, but they did a pretty good job there for us.
Yeah, you can get just about anything you want, and some things were higher, but a lot of things were like, that's not so bad.
Now, if you got dogs you like to walk, there's garbage cans at every row. There's dumpsters down there. There's for poop bags or whatever. And there's just a lot of places to take your dogs. There's a trail up here right at the edge of the campground that goes up and splits. And there's these roads. There's woods over here. All you got to do is dodge the elks.
Yeah, just be scanning while you're walking, because you may have to, if you're planning on going straight, you may need to divert and go right, just because.
All right. Now, with all that being said, covering all the campgrounds and the shuttles and the dog walks and the Verizon and all that other leveling, blah, 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 I'm going to turn it over now to the tour guide, and she's going to let you know more what you can do here, maybe on a daily basis. And if you think there's some value in what we're doing, we would appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe. It does help the channel. So, now I've said my piece. The poop shoot specialist will now turn it over to the tour guide.
Well, first of all, when I tried to research coming here, I found it to be a little bit overwhelming. But I have to give kudos to the Grand Canyon, because they give you this handy dandy little pocket guide, which has the bus schedules in it, and there's even in here that tells you what to do. Kind of like Mesa Verde did when we were at Mesa Verde. What to do if you only have an hour, one day, half a day, full day. They'll give you some suggestions.
It gives you the food, the lodging, camping services.
Yeah, I'm cutting this out because I'm doing, okay, yes. So it will tell you, ride the shuttle buses. It talks about that. It has the schedules. What if I only have 1 or 2 hours? What if I have half a day? And what if I have a full day? So I thought they did a really good job. This is very compact. The map is in here. And if you want more information on the trails, they give you hiking the Grand Canyon. Now, there are only 2 trails that go, well, no, there's more than 2 trails, but 2 prominent trails, I guess. The Bright Angel Trail and the, drumroll, you're not drum rolling.
See, I was prepared. She has to look up her information.
Well, because I cannot remember these words.
There are big words.
They're
well,
words.
I'll say one thing while she's looking up stuff, is the shuttles and the buildings and the etc. You have to wear a mask, a face mask on the shuttles, and if you're inside any of the stores. Other than that, if you want to walk around, you don't have to wear a mask. Standing at the shuttle places, you don't have to wear a mask, but before you enter the shuttles, you have to put your mask on.
And they are very serious about.
Yeah, they will holler at you.
Yes, even like
Get
if you
your mask
forget.
on.
I remember once I climbed on the bus and I had forgotten, and I was like, I was like I'd stolen something. I hurried and put it on.
So at this point in time,
right, July 2022.
July 23rd, masks are enforced inside of all buildings and shuttles.
Yes.
Okay. There, have I giving you enough time there?
Yes.
All right.
The other trail is the South Kebab Trailhead, and that's the other popular one that goes down. That one has no shade, and you're more exposed. And the reason why I didn't do that is there's not a bathroom until you hike 3 miles down. And I'm not going on a morning hike where I don't have a bathroom for 3 miles. So I opted for the Bright Angel Trail because all you have to do is go 1.5 miles down and there's a bathroom and a water station. So pretty awesome. But they're both very beautiful. They are challenging, they're hard. You don't want to be doing it in the middle of the day, although I saw plenty of people doing it. But it was rough coming back up, even though I went early in the bright sun. So
now, up here, we're like in the 80s, maybe low 90s, sometimes 70s. But they have excessive heat warnings because once you get down to the bottom of the canyon, which is a mile down or going down, it can get up to 105, 110 degrees. And you got to carry enough water with you. They say to do it before 10 or after 4.
And even though that trail only dropped 1,000 feet, and the sun is very hot right there, while you're exerting yourself to go up, up, and it's a lot of up. I mean, it's straight down and straight back up.
Gary doesn't do ups.
No, Gary didn't get to experience that. But you can also ride the mules here. They have mules that you can ride down into the canyon. They have different routes. I'm sure I didn't ride, but we did get to see. I got to see the mule train go by, and that was really cool. And if I had any thoughts of doing the mule rides, that was dispelled right then and there when I saw those mules go around a very tight switchback. And I heard one of the guides saying, no, leaning to the right. You're leaning to the left too much. So,
they do have an overnight mule ride.
They do, but right now, at this point in time, they're experiencing, they have a broken pipe or something down in the canyon. And so that can affect water availability. I don't know if people can still even camp there, but that's something they're trying to fix. We were here 9 days.
9 days.
So just walk over to Mathers Point. It's very crowded over there. That's where the visitor center is. Well, it's closed right now, but that's like the hubbub where you rent your bicycles and all that. And this Greenway Trail where we walk our dogs, you can ride your bikes on that. And if you go over like you're going towards the visitor center but go to the right, you can ride your bike along the rim. If you go to the left from the campground, if you go to the left, then that's pedestrian traffic only. But still, there's plenty of places there to pull over and take some nice pictures.
But they have some cool looking tandem bikes too if you got kids. It's a bike, and then the other part of the wheel, the back wheel, kind of clamps onto the back fender of the front bike.
Yeah, I think the wind was probably blowing that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mathers Point, Sunset, you can walk there from the campground. Super easy.
All right.
Also, day 2, we rode the orange bus. So the orange bus will take you to different places, but there is stops along the rim trail, and you can go to Mathers Point there, and there's also a museum you can visit. So we went and did all that. On day 3, we took the red route, which is Hermit's Rest, and that is, you can only bike it or take the shuttle. No vehicles, no private vehicles allowed. So it's really cool. That's why it is so popular. You might have to wait in line if you go later in the day. But there's pullouts there, several drop-offs where they'll drop you off and you just catch the next bus. And there's 3 drop-offs that you can catch the return bus, so you don't have to go all the way to Hermit's Rest. Hermit's Rest is where you can get just a little gift shop and ice cream and sandwiches. Yeah, just really, that's about it. But the Greenway Trail, well, actually the Rim Trail, you can walk from there all the way back to the Hermit's Rest stop and beyond. There's a trail there, and part of that Greenway Trail there, it's not all Greenway. Part of it's paved, part of it's path, and then the last part of it's paved, and that last part of it's paved is the original Hermit's Rest road that's been paved back at early 1900s when tourists used to come here, and they could actually go down into the canyon and they had a place they could stay.
Now when she says path, she means rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify that.
There's informational kiosks, like you stop and it's like the hill in front of you has rocks that built the road. I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, so definitely we went there a couple of times, and I did the hikes along the rim, which are beautiful. You're just hiking along, you can't hardly go forward because of the views. And you can see the Colorado River there. We couldn't see the Colorado River until we were way over by Desert View, right? It's not like Mather's Point. You can't see, like a lot of these places, you can't see the Colorado River, but from Hermit's Rest route, you can. All right, so there's several points to check out, and that's where sunrises, sunsets, and you can go to the website. They have all of this information. So on day 4, we had to move because we couldn't get reservations for long enough at one place. So we had to have 2 different campsites, and we went for a bike ride. And you can ride for miles on the trail. We also went for a bike ride on another day where we went to the rim and rode our bikes. And we rode our bike to the, hold on, what is the name of that
the
restaurant?
Grocery store. Oh no, we had the deli.
To the marketplace. One day we went to the marketplace and we had sandwiches.
Yep.
Deli closes at 5. We missed it. But the other time we went to the lodge, Yavapai Lodge. And we ate outside on the deck, and that was really nice. So we rode our bikes to the Yavapai Lodge, and we ate outside on the deck, and that was really, really fun.
We did the scenic drive one day. I'll jump in here.
All right, jump in.
Which was 25 miles, and had some pullouts. So that would go from the hubbub here back to the original toll plaza, but you don't have to go all the way back. We just went back as far as Desert View,
which is almost to the toll plaza,
which is a rock's throw from it. But it's a nice drive, and at Desert View down there, they have a nice view. They also have food and a gift shop and an old tower there, and it's a pretty nice place to see and go visit. Now on the way back, they have the Tuscayan, I think it's called, museum, but that was closed. I don't know when it's going to open.
Tucson.
I
put the words up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was looking for, the name of that
So that lodge
museum.
is closed, but then on the way back to the hubbub here, like I said, it's 25 miles. It's, 25, 35 mile an hour road, sometimes 15 once you get into here, but they got a lot of nice scenic pull-offs. And so I think some of those views may even be better than the views you get on the shuttle.
Right.
So don't skip that scenic drive.
And don't discount morning views and afternoon views, because they really add depth, the shadows and all that, to the Grand Canyon. Now, one thing that they didn't have a lot of here, besides the paved trail and the rim trail, was kind of up and down, but are flat trails. But Shoshone Point is back towards, you can't take a shuttle to it. You have to drive your car to it. Shoshone Point is a little picnic area, but you take about a mile walk out for a really great, no crowded sunset or sunrise point. So Shoshone Point, you can take your dogs on that as well, and it's a really nice trail.
Okay.
So we went up and watched the sunset at Pipe Creek, which was, we took our car back on 64 and found a nice place to pull off, and
Put my chair up and just sat back with my, with the water bottle.
Yeah, we sat back with our water and we watched
the view.
Yeah,
and it was nice.
Beautiful sunset. Like I was saying, I don't think there's a bad place here for a sunset. I think it's all going to be good, or sunrise. So we did that one day, and then hike the rim trail.
The rest of us just hiking.
Well, yeah. If you do not want to hike miles and miles and miles at a time, you could literally hike 1 mile. Actually, you did, between Hopi Point and anyway, one of them.
It was a quarter mile.
Yeah, it was a little walk.
It was a little walk. It was gravel and rocks, but it was a quarter mile.
But you can get dropped on
Gary hoofed it.
On the Hermit's route, the Red Bus Trail route. You can be dropped off at one point and walk like a mile and get picked up. So you don't have to do the whole thing.
No.
So you can enjoy that rim walk there, which I think is very beautiful, a lot less crowded than all of it on this.
Or you could just ride the shuttle that mile.
So I hiked the rim trail. I did half one day and half the other day. All right.
Okay.
I think
So,
we
yeah, I think that's it. I think we're 21 minutes now, and probably over half of this is just wrapping, because there's a Grand Canyon. There's a lot to do and a lot to see here.
So much to do. We're so
Yeah.
glad that we had the 9 days, because there was a couple of rainy
Yeah.
days that kind of, you have
Make
a
your
couple
point.
of weather days in there if it's too hot or rainy or whatever, so you can just kind of chill. We didn't do a whole lot those days, but we did something. No matter what we do, we walk the dogs 3 times a day, so there's that.
But when it does rain, it rains and it's done.
Yeah, yeah.
We had some afternoon thunder boomers. They came in, they did their thing, and they were gone.
So this is our first trip here to the Grand Canyon. I know, crazy, but we have always been on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
We see campers coming in. It's time for us to get
Yeah,
gone.
it's 12 o'clock check-in, 12 o'clock check-out.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye.
Yes, but I want to say one more thing.
You have to.
I do one more thing, because we're going to wrap this video up now, but our future videos, we got 2 places that are tourist attractions, which is, well, we're splurging. I mean, whatever. But we're going to
Looks
Lake
like we're on
Powell.
vacation.
Yeah, we're going to Lake Powell next, and we're going to do some stuff there at Lake Powell, maybe some boat rides and stuff like that. So we're going to stay tuned for a video for Lake Powell.
Yes.
And then after Lake Powell, we're going to jump over to the north rim of the Grand Canyon and stay there a week, and we'll show you what the north rim is like, because I understand they got bison and stuff over there. So
That should be fun.
so stay tuned for those 2 upcoming videos when we get those posted. Lake Powell, North Rim Grand Canyon.
Coming up.
Now I'm done. So this is Gary and Sharon. The dogs are in there and they're all up and at them because we're packed the thing up and they know something's going on. Their little radars went off. So we're going to sign off now, because we like looking at freedom. We got other freedom places to go look at.
Right.
So take care. Hope to see you on the road, and safe travels.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Trailer Village. It's been a good stay.